this is my stream, and welcome to you who have come to the stream. Anything is possible at my stream. You can do anything at my stream. The infinite is possible on my stream. The unattainable is known on my stream. Welcome to my stream. This is my stream. Welcome to my stream. Welcome. This is my stream. Welcome to my stream. Welcome to my stream.
Hello, hello. Mic check. Mic check. I can see my mic is on, so it's a better start than yesterday. Welcome in. If you've been tuning into this week, we made a Northern Florida baseball card Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yesterday, we started making this Blau hockey design, and we're going to continue that today. So how I have this set up is this is actually inside of a template that I have created. So we have it in this nice one touch. Maybe we make it a rookie card, but I didn't scale that up, so maybe not. Let's see if I can scale this up. Something like that, except higher. I don't know, I broke it, it's fine. That's fine. Doesn't really matter. There, rookie card. I don't know, or rookie card, doesn't matter. So I have it in this template, but what is in this template is actually the full-on working file. So to fix this or edit anything, I can just open it up in here. And this is showing where I drop in my file. And then if I open that up, it's going to give me my working file. So this is the working file that we have for this design. Today we have a list of things to do. I put them here from yesterday. So we're going to add the name on here, some texture stuff, make the background better, make sure we can see his name, where can more holographic come through, and also add my logo and my debut logo or tag. So let's do that. One thing I found too, which I want to add on here, is Blau had his wonderful illustrator, Rebecca, do this illustration of him playing hockey. So I think we're going to put this somewhere. Probably going to go on the back because that's something we need to think about too, is how are we going to have him on the back? I mean, it would almost be cool if we just replace this image down here and had Blau there, but we'll put that on the back. I think we'll be fine with that. So the first thing I want to do today is I want to make this text here see-through. Not necessarily, well, I say see-through. I want to make it a different color. So right now we have this nice sort of hockey puck texture on it. I don't want to do that. Instead, what I want to do is I want to give it I want to make it a color. I don't want it to be just fully holographic. If I want it to be fully holographic, I can do that. I think we need to make it a color. I just don't know what color to make it. And the reason being is, so like I made this card for me, which you can kind of see, but Phantom is blue and you can see through it. And I want to do that. So I mean, blue might be good. We can just like 100% cyan. And then just have this be see-through. We can also change some of these to be different colors if we want. So if we want to do, goalie in a different text, we can do that. But I think blue is fine. We can also use their color palette maybe. So their color palette, maybe we make it this dark red, which is D22D20. I guess I can just do this. Go bloop. That's not the same color. D22D20. We can make it red. So then maybe we make his name a different color. I don't know. But we'll make it so we can see through that. So it's going to show a holographic texture through it. What I want to add to this is I want to add my logo and the debut logo. Those are two icons I made for my cards in theory. So let me figure out, I think I put them in the UNF design. So I'm just going to copy and paste them from there because I know the sizing's good, and then just figure out positionally where it'll go. One will probably cover up down here. Maybe I move the logo down there and maybe we have it say Puck Buddies there. But this is done the same way. So it's this debut logo and my logo at the bottom because I want those on there. And I want them to be sort of rookie cards. So instead of having them be rookie cards, they are debuts. And we'll let Tops and Fanatics handle rookie cards and stuff like that. So let me quit out of these just so I'm not killing all of my RAM on my computer. So I can put these up here somewhere. We need to put the Puck Buddies logo somewhere a little bit more intentionally. I don't know which one of these is. Layer 1. Let's change this to Puck Buddy's logo. So I can put this down here. And I think we can have something cool come through here. I want to think about depth as well. So how can we have depth with this? So we've got the framework of this is in front of this, which is in front of this, which is in front of this, but we can add things in there to add depth to that to make it better. So let me grab my logo, which is here. Get rid of the color overlay. Yeah, we want the color overlay. I think I'm going to drop my, oops, wrong one. I'm going to drop my logo, which is right here, right here. I think it's a good spot for it. And it's a good spot for it based on where Blau's head is here. And then we can go to color and we can make this black. We can make it black for now. We'll figure out if we want to keep it that way. So I like what's going on here. There's a lot of room right here to put something, and it's good to put something there sort of to fill the space. But the reason it looks like that is, or the reason there is space is just because this is how the images are. We don't know how the images are going to be for anyone else. I'm just going to move a couple things around. I'm going to hide this puck so I can see a couple things, because there's some weird things going on here. Yeah, like with this background. Like, oops. Get rid of that there. So what I think I want to do actually is I kind of want to hide our whole foreground subjects and figure out how we can flesh out the background and make the background is interesting. And then we can go back in and fix where the photos go for him. So right now this is the shape we have, which is, you know, it's just like a random shape we made. We've got the hockey puck here, which is bleeding off the edge, which is what we want. Move it down a little bit. Ooh, that's not everything. I moved something I didn't want to on accident. I wanted to move my main logo out. I just didn't grab it. Main. This goes out. Okay, that goes in its own spot, which I'm moving around now. So I'm going to move this down here. So we have this hockey puck. We've got the Puck Buddy logo here. This is too close to the edge, I think. I think it needs to be like here. But I want to figure out what we can do with this background to make it more interesting. One thing that we could do is we could make a more structured border for this. We could also add sort of this texture to the background. Kind of like this. And have like an icy texture to that. But in order to do that, I think what we want to do is we want to make a gradient map, apply it to this, set this to screen, and then take this and go like that. So it looks like ice. So then this inner thing we can change. And what is this inner thing going to be? This is just like a generic shape. Like right now, if we turn our guys back on, it looks like this, which is kind of fine. It's got Nathan Blau, goalie. We've got the logo on there. I don't know if I like that it intersects here. I think we might need some sort of bug here to, you know, encapsulate the logo. And that might be something that we look into. So you might be asking, like, what the heck are all of these green lines? Let me show you what those are now, and then we can go ahead and tweak it later. So in my... Hold on, is this everything? Yep, okay. Didn't want to do that. Bleed goes out. So in this is the card design. This is everything. So when we print this, it's going to look like this. And there's no white behind it, because if you were to print this from your house with a regular printer, it doesn't have the capability of printing white. So it would print like this and it would look like garbage, which is not what we want. We want it to print cool. So I'm going to duplicate this bottom layer. I'm going to change it to white. And we're going to do this again when we're done. I'm just doing it now to show you what things are. So I'm going to set this to normal, and I'm going to give this a color overlay of white, which, as you can see, is going to fill up everything. So in this layer, we now need to get rid of things we don't want. So we don't need this. This stroke bleed we don't need. And then this here, I'm going to turn into a group, and I'm going to say anything on this layer that is dark, I want you to not show. So you can see it's showing us just the ice texture, which is what we want. Then we can go into the subjects, and we have this small Blau. I'm going to duplicate that and get rid of the stroke on it. I'm going to grab this back one, turn it into a smart object, and basically what I'm doing is I'm going to grab everything below it, and I'm going to mask out that line. I can turn this back on. So now we can see behind him what the goalie looks like. Same thing for the puck buddy stroke. Duplicate the puck buddies. We grab the stroke, subtract the back, and then everything below it we put into a group and we mask it out. So now we have two layers here. We're gonna do the same thing for the puck. So the puck we don't need, well, the puck we need a couple things. So the puck we need the line. We don't need this extra texture, it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna duplicate this. The shadow doesn't matter either, so we can kind of ignore that. I'm gonna make this into a smart object. Basically remove the back puck, group everything together, and invert it. So now we have these holographic lines showing through, which is exactly what we want. I need to grab the text though, which is this, and also delete that from here. Oh, and then I need to turn the text off. Kind of like that. But that didn't work. Why? Oh, because I need to remove it from this too. Or I need to remove it from whatever puck is actually showing. There. So now it says Nathan Val goalie wow. And then we've got that there. So we've got one more area. We've got this stroke. So I'm going to select this stroke and basically remove it from our background area. Like that. So now you see we have a whole bunch of stuff. Now I think I had one on, I had one on here. This is really hard to see. I'm trying to think of how to do this. I think if I make this black, I can group this, and then I can say current layer, anything black, it goes like that. Okay, good. So then one of these strokes I can get rid of, because one of these is a black stroke, which I want to keep. I'm trying to think of how to theoretically do this. I'm going to duplicate this. It's weird because it's not getting rid of this stroke I thought it should. Let me just set this to white, see what happens. Oops. Kind of peculiar. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go like... So this is what we're looking at, essentially. This is the file. Oh, I can't see the stroke because I said it's a black. Oh, see, this is what's going on. So I'm going to set this to white. And then I'm going to set this to current layer. I'm going to put this into a group together. I can do a blend if and then say anything that's white, go away. So then when I have this, I can just go like this. And then this is a black line, which is what I want. I want the black line there because it's going to add depth to this. I have my logo. I have the background. We have this, which we don't really know what we're doing with it. But let's just say we have this here. We're going to group this together. We're going to duplicate it because we want to get rid of this stroke. Smart object, grab, subtract, oops, grab, subtract, wait, why not? Oh, it's a stroke on the inside. See, that's a problem. So instead, what I can do is I can make the stroke here white. I gotta find a couple of different ways to fix this. There, we can take this, mask it to this, hide this, and then invert this, and it'll show just the inside of that, which is good. But then we need to take this stroke, group it, and cut it out of that as well, and go like that. So this is what it looks like now, which I think is correct. The only thing is we need to take this, and we need to cut this out of the background, which is down here. This is why I do this in a bunch of different ways, so I can have them all in individual layers. So now when I go like this, I can say current layer. I can stretch it out, and we can get that same ice effect. Okay, I'm gonna hit save. We're gonna redo all of this later, but I wanted to show you what this does. And what I'm actually gonna do is I'm going to put this into a group, and I'm just gonna go like this and sort of gradate this out and see what happens. So this is just me trying to guess what I want white to be, because when I turn this layer on and set it to multiply, you can see what we can see in the background now. But it looks really weird and looks really dumb because all of those strokes we need to make white. So all of those strokes we put on here that are a color, we turn them to white because then they'll go away because we set it to multiply. And then everything will look how it's supposed to look. And that's what we're trying to do. Set that to white. Just give this a color overlay of white. And then the puck. The puck we need to turn white then as well. And it helps because I know where all of, it's just a bunch of strokes added. So like this stroke here, I can just go in and I can just change it to be white. So right now in theory, this is what our card would look like. Now there's a lot of weird crap going on in the back because of the textures and stuff that I added. So it might be a thing where we remove that or we attach it somewhere else. I'm trying to think of why this looks like that. Oh, we need to turn this back on. So it would kind of look like this, but there's a lot of stuff going on in the background that I don't like. So we're going to hide the white. But that's how you would figure out where the white is. You basically start from the back, move up, and then remove a bunch of stuff you don't think you need. But let's get back to this design. So I don't like the red text. I just think it clashes a little bit. I think the background having some sort of texture is fine, but in here I don't think it works. So I think I want to have something a little bit more crisp or defined in there. And this is where I would probably look up some inspiration for stuff. So I'm gonna go to eBay. No, let's not go to eBay. Let's go to Pinterest. Because really, if you go to eBay, you're gonna look. I'm looking at. Wow, let's type in Pinterest. I'm looking at cards that are on there, but I want this to be more unique than just a card. A little bit more stylized. Because we can add whatever, we're doing whatever we want. There's no restrictions. Here's my Pinterest. A lot of design stuff. So I'm just going to look in here and sort of see what catches my eye in terms of design stuff I think we can implement for this. We haven't done anything crazy like application wise to the images. I think we can do that. And a lot of this stuff I'm looking for would be what would be in a brand guide, essentially. You know, we've got a brand guide, which is minimum you want. You got colors, icons, logos, and sort of jerseys. I want to see what I can find to make this more interesting. Like one thing I might do is I might grab this color That's not what I wanted. And, you know, do like a gradient like this on his jersey or something like that to add something with a little bit more flair. But really, there should be a lot of upfront discovery, trying to figure out what you want to do ahead of time. You know, this is nice having this stuff in the background. Maybe we can do something that's a little more interesting. But I'm right now just sort of looking at what can we add to make it more funky. And I can just type in here, you know, hockey sports design, see what pops up. Spell hockey wrong, it'll still know what I'm talking about. So like, you know, these little flames are nice. That makes sense for the flames. You know, this is nice. I used to add signatures in a lot for things. You know, I like this saying breakpoint, sort of this, something interesting with text, you know, something interesting with text here. I think that's something we can easily implement. So I'm going to hide this. I'm going to hide this too. I think I might turn this back on. I'm trying to figure out if I want to make the subjects smaller like this so we can have some text somewhere. And how is that going to look? So like if we implement something like this that says like Puck Buddies, you know, like Puck Buddies, it can be in the background and we just don't need to know that it's there. But let's implement something like this because I think that'll be good. So I'm going to move this up. I'm going to type in Puck. I'm going to type in Buddies. This is like the most generic font you can use because it's Druck. So it's just like a crazy popular font for sports. It's funny. I'll get like, what are they called? I'll get brand guides for like teams and stuff, or like new up and coming things that people make. And it's like, oh, we use tungsten and Druck. Congratulations. So they do have a word written out of Puck Buddies, but I think I want to do something like this. I just think it'll be fun. Let's go P. Let's go U. Let's go C. Oops. That's weird. Okay. And C. Okay, so we're going to take these. We're going to make these. See, this looks good because it's black and then the pink. So maybe we change the background to be black. Let's get rid of this. Oh, I kind of want this here, I think. Or do I want it just on the outside? It might just be a little too bright. Maybe we make this like 50%. Because we can make Puck. The thing is, like, there's so much just exploration we can do. We could be here forever trying to figure stuff out. So I'm going to convert these to shapes. So these are now shapes. So I can line these up. And I can do this individually. I can do it together if I wanted. I think what I'm going to do is we're going to scooch these in, scooch it out. Give it something like this. And so when I make a design, when I'm trying to make up some sort of card, what I'll usually do is come up with a name. So I'll come up with a name for the card so I can utilize that as I work. So for this, right now it's going to say Puck Buddies. And we're going to just sort of distort some of these. So they're sort of in the same vein. We're kind of doing what that other design did. But we're kind of making it our own. You know, they don't own the ability to do stuff that kind of looks like Saul Bass. So maybe we have this say Puck really big. And we might get rid of this frame. So this here, we might get rid of this. And it might just be a full bleed. Or maybe there's like a tiny little stroke on here. But maybe it's just like this. And maybe this is just like this color. Or maybe it's this color. We just make puck white. And then this background color is what we can change to be something more... No, because I think I like the idea of it being black and then this showing through and being holographic. I think that's why I did this. So right now it says puck. And then if we turn our subject back on, you know, it would look like this. And you can't really see puck. So this is where we go in and we tweak these guys and we make them smaller. But I think having the idea where it says puck and then buddies next to it. Let's do puck like this. And let's type out buddies. And let's convert this to a shape. It's a lot easier when you make them separately. Because I kind of have to go in here. Because I can't. Yeah, I can do this. Really what I want to do is I just want to grab a couple of these. And this would be easier to do in Illustrator. Illustrator has a text tool that works really well. But I can just direct select these and then distort them how I want. I just have to know what I'm doing and commit to it and just not hit the wrong buttons. Because if I hit the wrong buttons, it's not going to work like that. I have to do this, then hit Command T, and now it'll work. Let's click this. It's kind of like the Hollywood sign, but not really at all. Oops, did the wrong buttons again. Let's have this be distorted, kind of like that. And it did nothing to the B. So let's tweak the B. Kind of like that. So I think what I want to do is I want to take buddies and oops, sort of go like this, and maybe it's like this. Maybe we slant it a little bit, distort it some. So it says puck, and then buddies is down here, and then this is a different color. I think I like that better. So we can go here, we can just click on this, and we can make this white. We can distort this some more, however we want. So now it says puck buddies. We can do something fun with this. One thing that I sort of crutch into, but I think works really well, is I'm going to put this into, I don't care, I'm going to do it again because it looks nice. Group this together. We're going to give it a stroke of black on the outside like this. And we're going to group this together and we're going to give this a drop shadow. The drop shadow is going to be 100% opaque, 2 pixels distance, and then 135 degrees. Then we hit plus tab tab 4, plus tab tab 6, plus tab tab 8, plus tab tab 10, plus tab tab 12, plus tab tab 14, plus tab tab 16, plus tab tab 18, and you can only have 10, so last one's 20. So now it has this sort of drop shadow effect, and I just like doing that. I think it looks nice. I think when it is applied to text, it gives it something extra that looks really cool. It's just how do we want this background to be? I think the stroke might work well now. We can kind of, I don't know the best way of saying it. We can kind of like comic book this. Like you see, like this is the title of the comic book. It's Puck Buddies. It goes outside of this stroke. And we can probably bump these up a little bit to make it more interesting. So then let's do 184. Let's do 185. So now it's Puck Buddies. I think we can change this color fill since the background's now black. And then the reason the background's going to be black is because it's going to, all the other colors are going to pop on top of it and look pretty nice. But we can change this. I don't want this color fill. I select that every single time. I want the copy. It's labeled. It's labeled copy. To be like this. So now it says Puck Buddies. We got the logo down here, which I think is nice. Let me just move it a little bit. I think that's good. I mean, I could put the logo here even too. I think that's what I was going to do. I was going to do something interesting with the logo. So we've got Puck Buddies. Let's do that. Okay. Here's the problem. I don't have the Illustrator files for this. Hey, look, it's the Arizona Cardinals logo. Congratulations. Doing some stuff for the Arizona Cardinals. I'm going to copy this. And I can't paste this because that's how things work. I'm just going to save this to my desktop as a ping file. And then I'm going to grab this ping file. And we're going to drop this into Illustrator. Like this. And then I'm going to do an image trace of this. I'm going to go to Window, Image Trace. And then hit Preview. It doesn't look too bad. I want it to be color though. Is that really what it's going to do? Sick. Okay. So since they made this a really nice illustration, it's really easy to do this, which is really nice. Okay. So I want all of this to actually be, I'm going to change this to be black because I feel like it. All of this is going to be black. Okay. I want to go to Pathfinder. I want to merge this together. So now I have a version of this logo. I want to merge everything that's the same color. Oh, I guess I should go like... Well, I guess they're not the same color, are they? I need these all to be the exact same color. And I can probably go in here and tweak it. I also honestly probably could have gone in here and just traced this. And it would have done the exact same thing. But for what I want to do, this should be fine. Get rid of white. Okay, I thought I had some weird. Okay. So now we can come back into Photoshop. Delete this, paste this. Oh, I don't want to delete it. I just want to paste my vector smart object, which is way down here. It really doesn't like these artboards. Where'd my logo go? Get over here. Drag. Let go. Now it's in our actual group. Good. This is what we want. Oh, cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this logo. We're going to make it smaller. I'm going to open this up in Illustrator like this. We're going to grab this. We're going to offset the path like that so it has a stroke around it. Save it. So it looks like this. I mean, that might be fine by itself. What I wanted to do... Maybe it doesn't work there. I was going to do some effects to it. That might work. And you know what? We should really make buddies here. Buddies. Should really make it this color. And then maybe move it over a little bit. We've got Puck Buddies. We've got the logo here. I keep selecting the color fill. It's not what it is. Well, I've got their logo here, which is in black and white now. A little bit more crisp. So now it says Puck Buddies. But here's the thing. This is too blah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my own box using the pen tool. And this is one of the only times you should use the pen tool, is to make shapes. Oops, I didn't want to go there. I wanted to go here. I didn't want to go there. I wanted to go here. I keep clicking in the wrong spot. So this is good all around. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a couple spots to this. Kind of like this. And then make it look like crap. But the reason it looks like crap is because we're going to convert the points to be sharp shapes. I didn't do that down here. It just decided to make these fancy. Convert point to this. Sharp, sharp, sharp. There. So now it has this more dynamic shape. I use the word dynamic a lot. My old boss used to hate the word dynamic because it doesn't really mean anything. And I was like, yeah, I guess I get what you're saying. Except it kind of does mean something. But I get the sentiment. All right, so we go here. And maybe we have this come in here. We're just trying to make something that has a little bit more interest now. And we can add a little bit of depth with some of these shapes. Like we can give this a drop shadow. We can give it a real drop shadow. Like 50, distance 0, spread 35. That's 250. 35. And then maybe we go 100. No, I'm not muted again. You can hear me. You should hear me. If you can't, I'll be really mad. But you should be able to hear me, Chris. Please tell me that you can hear me. You sure are what? Muted? Or you can hear me? I really need you to... Hold on. Hold on. You guys... Rick, you've been here the whole time. Why is this not... Wait, is this... What is happening? Oh, yeah. Are you gaslight? I'm like super concerned now. Okay, there we go. Okay. It seems muted though. It seems muted on... Is it muted on YouTube? That's weird. Okay, stop wasting my time. Anyway, so we can add drop shadows to both of these if we wanted. So now it says Puck Buddies. This can go here, but this can go below it. So we have some ice texture. Maybe the ice texture can go back on. No, that's a lot. That's a lot of ice texture. I'm gonna accidentally turn my mic off. Rick, have you been here the whole time and just not said, come tell me my mic is on? See, this looks way cooler. It might even look cooler if I just do blue. No, I like this. This has a lot more to do with their this has a lot more to do with their actual brand too. And this is why I like setting stuff up, and then I can go back and I can tweak stuff to make it look better. So I think this Puck Buddies card would look better. It's just, what does this inside color need to be? Like, does this need to be black? I don't know if this needs to be... It might be this. Let me just tweak this so it's a little bit different. No, because that doesn't look good. But what we can do is we can turn these guys back on. And we don't need this gradient. And we can figure out how to make this fit now. So I'm going to hide these. So I'm going to make Blau's initial head smaller. And kind of put him here. Maybe we end up making Puck Buddies a little bit smaller at the top. Maybe we squish it a little bit. Kind of like that. And then we put Buddies back up here. And then rotate it. And then maybe we make Buddies like just the same height. Something like this. Then we take the whole thing and go like this. Kind of like that. So it says Puck Buddies. Okay, so now we have big Blau here. And we can actually grab all of our subject images and we can crop it to this middle area. And this is why I don't like putting strokes on the inside. And I need to put it on the outside so it looks like this. Because I want that line to show up. And we're not going to get this done today, but things are happening. It's looking better than it did yesterday. Yesterday I posted it just sort of online and was like, this is too plain. I need this to look cooler. How can I make this look cooler? And here we are. Okay, so we've got... I want to make sure we can spell the word puck and we can see the word puck. And we can see stuff behind it. So we've got puck buddies there, which is good. We've got... that going over here. I'm going to get rid of this stroke for now. We're going to add it back in a minute. We got puck buddies, and then we've got small Blau. We just make small Blau smaller. And that's fine. This looks more interesting than what we had yesterday. I think at least. So we've got puck buddies. This is all going to be see-through and it's going to look cool. It's going to be holographic. I'm trying to look at some stuff I've printed before just to see really what works. So that's going to be nice for this. We can probably put this logo. We can probably put it in like a circle or something like that, but it's a little generic. There's no place on here that I would be able to put my debut tag to make it look nice. It would have to be down here or like over here randomly. There's no good spots for it right now, but I mean, that's fine. I don't need the debut tag on there. I do want my logo on here somewhere, but like, I have no idea where that's going to happen. You know, you can go just kind of like right here, like randomly. A little spot to fill. Maybe we make it a color overlay of their color so we can see it. But there's no like good native spot for it. Okay, let's grab... Oh, see, I screwed it up because of this. That's why I did this before. New smart object via copy. Open up this, go here, hide, double click, undo everything. Normal photo. Select modify smooth. 5 pixels, grab. Smart object, stroke. There. 5. I think I did 8. Let's do 6. There. So that's going to have a line on it. You still can see puck buddies. We could make puck buddies. I think we might do that. Text. Text. C. Bonjour. Stroke. Give that a stroke of 6. So this is all holographic stuff. Everything that is green is going to be holographic. I'm going to put Blau there. I'm just going to go in here and just give me more ice to play with a generative fill. And let me just make sure that, you know, things aren't on fire. Which they aren't, but they are, because everything's always on fire. There. So that fixed this. I just need to align this with the other one. Oh, these are linked, so that's not going to work. So I need to unlink these because the size changed. Move him down to be here. And then we change the stroke here just so we know what we're looking at. We make it green. And then this also gets a stroke of green. Probably make this a little bit smaller. Okay, so these are gonna look, this is looking a lot better. So we can put something here. So I could take their logo. I think that's what I was going to do. I need to find it though, because it's one of these things, smart object. So I'm gonna put their logo here and put it below, put it right here. Or we're gonna do something cool with it. So I'm going to new smart object via copy a bunch of times. I don't know how many of these I'm going to need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab red and place it where red goes. Then this one, I'm going to grab, I guess I kind of need to grab this too. Put this where this needs to go. Grab this. So we want I want just shoot. I want to get rid of that. So I want this. That goes there. This can just be this circle. And then we get rid of the inside. And I think that's roughly in the right spot. We can just make sure it is. And then this can be the black. Oops. I need to make one more of these. Just make sure this is in the same spot, and I'll just give this a color overlay of this color, this color. Okay. Object, 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 object. Oops, didn't want to do that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to give this a gradient overlay. That's not something that looks like garbage. We're going to do 90 degrees, 100%, no, 50%, negative 90 degrees. We're going to set it to overlay. Ooh. Overlay looks really weird like this, though. No, that's fine. We're going to give it a drop shadow. We're going to give it a drop shadow that's... Oh, I guess I would do that for everything. Okay, here's what we're going to do. There's a lot of stuff I want to do here. And it's kind of complicated, but not at all. Okay, first I need to make this new smart object via copy with this. Oh, shoot, that's right. This is smart object, whatever. Okay. So what I'm doing, I'm trying to make like a pseudo 3D logo, which we kind of did on something else. And I've done this. I used to do this all the time. Trying to mock up something on the wall, being like, oh, this is what it would look like if it was hanging from a wall. That's what we're going to do here. Gradient overlay. Okay, so negative 90. Set to overlay. Set to 50%. Now, red always looks a little bit weird. But we're going to apply that to every single one of these. Problem is, you can't gradient overlay with this, so we have to do screen. We'll do like 25%. And we'll have that go on the black there. And yeah, that looks kind of what I want. I think what I want to do, though, is I'm going to add another gradient overlay, and we'll set it to multiply. No. Would it be overlay, a hard light? Nah, that's fine. Okay. Here's the complicated part. Take all of these. we're going to duplicate all of these. We're going to take the bottom ones. We're going to go color overlay. We're going to make it black. And this is sort of what we did with the text on the hockey puck. We're doing it again to this. And it should look cool. So you turn all of these into smart objects. I'm going to hit save. Okay, so now if we go, and I had an action for this at some point in time. I don't know where it went. Because, like, things break. Okay, so I can just do this. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. I'm going to blur like 2 pixels. And then filter, blur, gallery, path blur. I got to find the path blur, which is over here. Delete it. Go here, and then just go down. Hit enter. Centered blur. No. And the blur only needs to be like 10. And it's slowly updating. It's not tapered. We can taper it a little bit, actually. We can do like 25. 25 does a lot. Okay. So we hit OK. So now we grab that and we apply that to every single one of these. And we'll see if it does what I want it to do. I might have to go in and edit every individual blur because it's going to do that. But by the end of it, it should look pretty cool. I just need to edit the blurs as we go. Okay, so we're going to edit this blur gallery. Oh, shoot. I mean, that looks kind of cool, but it's not what we want. See, the endpoint speed, it went to like 1 billion. We want it to be 0. I might have to make these individual things. That's the problem. Because it shouldn't look like this. It's really weird. Change it to 2. And then... Oh, I never added a color overlay to this. I'll add a color overlay here to make this black. And then the Gaussian blur is fine. It's the blur gallery, just like... It just makes this line larger and larger. I just want it to go like that. Gaussian blur is fine. It's the blur gallery that's broken. Which is really weird that, like, I want it to be that same thing, but it just doesn't work. Let me go back into... I'm just going to change all of these. But you can already see the effect it's sort of having. It's making, again, another pseudo 3D logo. Which is kind of the effect I want. I think the issue is there's so many little items that it breaks super hard. Gaussian. I keep clicking the Gaussian blur. Gaussian blur is fine. What is this on? That's on the mouth. Okay. This is the eyeball. And the problem is not naming any of these. It gets really weird. So delete that. I'm just going to go straight down. Like that. So the trouble child is this. And it's because it's updating. There's a lot of them. So if I do speed of 25, 10, and taper it a little bit, that's fine. So now I have this sort of, this is a cooler looking 3D logo. So I can group all this together. Logo. So Puck Buddies can go here. So that looks more interesting to me than what was there before. And what we might be able to do is I'm gonna make it into a smart object, which is gonna break everything. And then what we can do is we can distort it a little bit. Oh gosh, why is it doing that? Kind of go like this. Just give it a little bit of depth. And then maybe make it larger. The whole point was I wanted it to be kind of behind Blau. So I can kind of do this. Let me go over here and we shoot. See, the problem is I need it to be just this. Yeah, I can do whatever I want. Don't tell me I can't do this. So it looks like this now. So I can play around with, where does that Puck Buddies logo look best? Sort of like that. And now we have an area to put my logo. And put it down here in the corner. Just put this in the very front. I put it in a diamond shape. Where did I put that on? Layer Legend? I'll pull that back up. This will be one of the last things we do. You can see we changed it completely, but it looks cooler now. We set things up sort of compositionally last time. So this is a card I got made. It's making fun of realtors and how realtors put their faces on stuff. So I put my face on something. Yeah. Just put my logo on here. So I can put my logo down here now in the corner. And it looks like that. Okay, so we've got Puck Buddies here. I kind of want to rotate this logo just a little bit. Logo? Just going to rotate it like that. Oops, wrong one. Grab. Delete, doop, doop. There. Mask. Grab, delete. Oh, it's grabbing some of that. That's fine. Okay. So this is what it looks like now, which I think looks a lot better. It says Puck Buddies. We can probably also add some texture to Puck Buddies. Maybe we go in here. I gotta click on the right thing. Okay, great. All right, put this into a group together. We're gonna put this texture on top of it. That's ice because we like it. We're gonna invert it though. We're gonna set it to multiply. We're gonna turn it into a smart object. We're gonna go into the smart object. We're gonna go to adjustments. We're gonna go to gradient map. We're gonna grab a regular gradient map. And then, yeah, that's what I want. We're gonna go like this and save. And now it's just going to show some of that effect. Is it too much? Yes. Yes, it is. Can we fix it? Yes, we can. Just go in here, just grab the gradient map and just drag white over more. Or we grab the middle, the midpoint here and go like that. I really want it to be grungy, like that. See, that looks better. Now we could do something crazier. I think we might save that for next time. We could probably displace this a little bit. So it says Puck Buddies. I'm going to hide this for now. And I'm going to hit save. And then it automatically updates here in our card file. So we hit save here, go back here, go to our main file for the mockup that we would post on social. And now this is what our card looks like. It's a lot darker. I think we can find a way next time to add some texture back here in the border. I think I like the black back here because it fits. It gives good contrast for the text, but we can add some texture here, texture down here, and stuff like that. Let me just go in here to this puck and change this color to be green so it all fits. And then, I mean, technically it would be on my logo too. This weird bevel and emboss on this. Oh, I can just give this a stroke. Ugh. Let me get rid of the drop shadow. Then it'll actually allow me to give it a stroke of 6. And it'll look like 6. Okay. Save. Go back. Save. Go back. So now this is what the updated Puck Buddies card looks like, which I like better than what I had before. I still do not think it is in a complete state, but I've only spent 2 hours on it. So this is pretty solid for 2 hours, I think. But what we're going to do is we're going to stop today. We're going to come back Monday, and we're going to see how we can finish this up. I might do a little investigating on the internet as to what I want to put in the background here, if I want to add some stuff to the text. I think that that file I had was a little too generic looking. It made it look a little bit dirtier than what I want. Figure out what we can put here. You know, what can we put here? What can we do? So if we go to our file here, we had our things to do. Let's see what we can check off. Okay, we added the name Puck Buddies. We kind of added small texture stuff, but we want to do that more. We fleshed out the background a little bit better. The name is seen. Holographic showing through. I added my logo. More patterns in background, question mark. Then what else do we want to do? Fill spot. Fill spot with what? Number? Maybe I can put their number there. That might make sense. Number 20 something. Something here, something here. Maybe we move this up a little bit, but I like the depth that we have here. And then where can we go from there? Let me go down here. I just want to grab this puck. Just want to make it like right. I'm gonna rotate it a little bit. Right there. Okay. So thanks again for joining me here today. We're going to continue this series Monday, where we work on this, for about an hour. I have scheduled on Twitch at least doing this pretty much every day for an hour. I like this. It gives me an hour every day to make something and just have the creative juices flowing outside of client work. But this is where we're at now. I think it looks cooler. A little bit more dynamic. Again, there's no holographic showing through on this. And my intention is to have this black be black, but then all of this white is holographic. So that'll look kind of cool because it looks nice on some of these cards that I have a grid on. It looks really cool. So we're going to go with that. But with that, I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day. I will be back Monday to probably finish this up. I think we only need 1 more hour to get this really fleshed out. But until then, like and subscribe to these videos. Follow along. Subscribe to my YouTube if you haven't. You'll get your name down here at the bottom, theoretically, if it works. And I will see you guys Monday. Have a great rest of your weekend and